Welcome to Global Awakening. This is Apostle Michelle Morrison, Revivalist Michelle Morrison, and we have these broadcasts every week, folks, because one of the things I've been teaching is that in this end time, God wants to reclaim the 7 mountains of our culture for himself. The 7 mountains, if you haven't heard about the 7 mountains, it's just basically 7 areas in our culture, and those who control these areas have the most impact in the culture. So God is reviving in this end time. He's going to bring revival, but he's also going to bring global awakening. So, and there's a difference. Global awakening is just reforming the culture, taking back the culture from God. And these are the 7 areas: religion, government, business, arts and education, media, family, and religion. Folks, those who control these areas have the most impact and influence in our culture. So God wants to raise up Christians in these areas so we can take back the culture and impact lives for God. Think about it. Christian movies, arts and entertainment. You know, the Bible says that Satan controls the airways. He's the prince of the airways. So God wants to take back these areas for himself. So I'm so excited today for our very special guest, a business owner, entrepreneur, PAULA DENONCOURT. She is the owner of Enrich Your Health. It's a Christian business. And I'll read a little bit today on PAULA's bio, and you'll find out a little bit more about her, and she's going to tell you more about her business. So we're so excited because, folks, we want to live long on this earth. So we've got to learn to change our eating habits. So this is a very important show. I'm going to read PAULA's bio. PAULA DENONCOURT is a certified holistic health consultant specializing in food allergies, intolerances, digestive issues, and autoimmune illnesses. PAULA loves teaching people how to go back to basics on food choices by providing simple recipe guides and lifestyle tips. She has taught several classes and appeared on many television shows. She has been a guest speaker for Central Mass Lyme Foundation, Bristol County Hope for Lyme, and the Breast Friends Connection, just to name a few. Wow. PAULA is available for one-on-one coaching, group coaching, and speaking engagements. You can learn more about her at enrichyourhealth.com. Oh, hi, PAULA. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please tell the audience a little bit more about yourself and your business, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So I'm originally from Massachusetts. I moved to North Carolina a little over a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now. So let me back up. How did I become a health coach, right? So I worked in a prison for 22 years. So I want you to envision being in a place that you're almost a prisoner yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I you know what, my only saving grace was being able to go home at night, you know, and there's many days that, you know, I was a dispatcher. Let me throw that out there. I was a dispatcher. Okay. I worked 3 to 11, all male prison in Massachusetts. Approximately 12 to 1,300 inmates when I left. In 1990, when I started, we had about 700-800 inmates. So just to kind of put it in perspective, I was the heart of the institution. I worked for special services. That's where all the investigations took place. That's where, like, if we had riots, if we had escapes, if we had hangings, if we had stabbings, it all came through me. Like, I was the heart of the institution. I just did it all. And I don't even know how I did it. Yeah. And it just basically made me sick. Long story short.
Mm-hmm. This led you then to get into the business you're in now? How did that come up?
Yep. So I got sick, basically. I wound up with multiple food allergies and almost died a few times. I was in anaphylactic shock a few times. So I had to help myself. So I started reading more about nutrition. I started going to different practitioners. I went to doctors. I went to alternative practitioners. did lots of different things. They did send me to a nutritionist. That didn't help because at the time my body was so worn down and so far gone that they were trying to just get me to eat things that were, what's the word I want? More nutrient wise, like had the right nutrients, like enough carbs, enough protein.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Where I just needed what was going to keep me alive. There's a huge difference. You know, so they were giving me like Boost Breeze and some protein shakes and stuff. It had chemicals in it. So I took one look at it and I was like, I can't do this right now. My body wasn't there. So I had to do a lot on my own. I had to really just take the bull by the horns and study a lot on my own. It was back in the day, the internet was just getting going. So I did a lot of studying on the internet. I went back to school. I went to Worcester State University. And then from there, I went to integrative nutrition in New York City.
Awesome.
I actually had Alex Jameson was actually my health coach from the movie Super Size Me.
Awesome.
And that was actually,
okay.
Yeah, that was an act of God, I would say. But it was interesting how that came about because I was taking an English class at Worcester State University. And that was probably around the year 2005, maybe. I forget what exactly. But I had to do a paper and I had to go see a movie. And so my English teacher recommended Super Size Me. I was like, what's Super Size Me? At the time, it wasn't even really out. I was like, and so I went to this like rinky-dink little movie theater near where I lived. And lo and behold, that was when the internet was just starting to kind of get going. I reached out to her via the internet because I went on the website, the Super Size Me website, told her what was going on. And that's how it really all got started.
Obviously, you have a lot of background in this area of nutrition from your education and all of the things you're talking about. Can you describe to the audience if they wanted to sign up for a coaching course session with you, what typically is included in that package? We won't talk pricing. They can contact you and you'll discuss pricing, but how would you describe how the course works? Okay, so what I like to do right now is a 30-day trial. So you'll get recipes, and I have different tiers. So the first tier, if you want coaching with me, and we do first you do a discovery session to make sure we're right fit. And we just talk for 20 minutes. And just, kind of go over your goals, expectations, what your health history is a little bit per se. And so I know how I can help you. Then from there, if you did want to sign up, like I said, I have like 3 tiers. So you'd start with the first tier. If you really want to dig deep and really get well, do that 30 months trial with me. And of course it's for a price, but you'd meet with me once a week. 30-day, right? 30 days?
Yeah, 30 days. You'd meet with me once a week, customize recipes every week. And, we'd set goals every week. And that would basically be the program, so you would have that. If you didn't want coaching, then the next tier down would be just customized recipes for 30 days. And then after that, I have recipes and ebooks on my website that I've put together. And those are all on enrichyourhealth.com. You go to the store, they're under the store. And don't forget, there's some free gifts there. So don't forget those.
Awesome. Free gifts.
Yes. I have
People love that. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a reversing illness book and a 6-day meal plan guide to boost your immune system. So, So
you have a book, Reversing Illness?
Yeah, it's an ebook.
What is that book about? What's that ebook about?
So it's basically some things you can do for yourself to really help prevent illness, or if you are going through something, how you can help yourself. Because I can't cure, full disclosure, I can't cure, heal, or treat any disease, but you can help yourself.
Yes, I believe that.
Yeah, one thing, for instance, is right here. I have it in front of me. Water. Water is huge. It's getting to be allergy season. Believe it or not, having histamine, like all these drugs that are on the market, even the over-the-counter ones and stuff, those defeat the purpose. We produce more histamines when we're dehydrated. Gotcha. Water like a miracle cure for me. I'm saying for me, in my experience. If I start getting stuffy and all that, when, all the allergy season starts to come out, keep drinking water and it starts to clear up. So big, huge help. If you've got joint pain, it lubricates your joints. If you've got back pain, your discs shrink when you have back pain. So by lubricating it with the water, you're moving those discs a little bit, so you won't have as much back pain.
Wow.
It helps with asthma. It helps keep you from being constipated because it moves everything along. So it's going to help with weight loss because you're bloated when you're not moving your bowels, right? You're not moving the food along. It's just water, and gives you energy. So that's like one thing right there. Sunshine.
Is that ebook, by the way, sorry to interrupt, is that free, a free gift, or they have to purchase the ebook? That's a free gift. That's amazing. And her website, folks, is enrichyourhealth.com. Wow, that's amazing. A free ebook on how to reverse sickness through the foods. And I definitely believe that, because when I change my diet at the beginning of the year, I do the Daniel fast, which is a vegan fast. And I tell you, there's such a difference in, I feel like I can run 5 miles when I do that fast. It's basically fruits, vegetables. Right. It's a vegan diet. And, food is killing us. And this is why this show is so critical, folks. And if you can't motivate yourself to get on the right track, this is why you need a coach. Someone who has the knowledge, has the information, knows how to encourage you and coach you along your journey on your way to wellness. See, our ministry, we operate, I flow in the gifts of healing, but I tell people, if after God heals you, you go back to the same lifestyle, then that sickness can come back. So, this is a practical way for us to get on track. We have a very experienced coach with a lot of education. She's been in this for a while, a long time. So she's going to know how to help you and coach you along. 3 tiers in your class. We talked about in your program. We talked about first and second. What's the next tier?
So the first one was with coaching. The second one was without, and then the next one was, I have ebooks and recipe books that I put together during the pandemic for a limited time only. Right now, I have them for $5. I kind of did that because we came out with Clubhouse and just kind of like a promotional thing. I'm not going to leave them at $5 forever. So just kind of, you want to check that out. But
what's the deadline for when do they have to buy those? To get that deal for $5?
Okay, I'm gonna say April 1st.
April 1st.
I'm gonna change it by the end of March. Yeah.
Okay. We still have 20 days, folks. Get on her website, enrichyourhealth.com. I will have it spelled out at the top of this broadcast. Get on her website and order your ebook. There's a free one, Reversing Illnesses Through Food, and then you have some other ones on discount for only $5. You can't beat that. Grab it while you can. Wow, grab it while you can. Awesome. This is amazing. So I'm going to ask you a question, Paula. How do you want your business to positively impact the lives of others? Tell us a little bit more about that. I know you talked about your background in being sick yourself, and how do you think this business is going to help to positively impact the lives of others?
Well, I think it's going to help impact the lives of others, because one of the things I've started to implement is really digging deep with people. And really, and not everybody in the world is going to be ready for this, but for the most part, it's probably going to be about 90 to 95% of what I teach. We really need to go deep and teach biblical, spiritual, physical, and emotional parts of our health. So it could be something generational, hereditary, bloodline, or it could be bloodline curses. You know what I mean? So we need to know where it's coming from. Teach people the scriptures in the Bible to help themselves. I am healthy. by his stripes I'm healed. We need to teach people these biblical principles. So that's
amazing. Yes.
Yeah, that's one thing. And I like to teach people simple strategies, simple recipes, not the whole kitchen sink. Just easy ways to help themselves. I think people get overwhelmed. They just, they don't want to change. I did like a discovery session with someone, and she was just like, oh, I'm not going to eat green. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make greens. Well, if you don't want to suffer anymore, you have to make some sacrifices.
Yes.
Even if it's baby steps, you got to start changing your palate. Even if you change one thing a week, start introducing more greens. If you've never eaten collard greens, try them. If you don't know how to prepare them, YouTube is amazing for that.
Yes, definitely.
Amazing for that. Just start. That's what I did. I had to start thinking outside the box. I tried so many things. I didn't go back to them all, but I had things. So I would try different vegetable here and there. I tried, white asparagus instead of green asparagus. I would try daikon. I never had daikon before, so I would try that. I would try, all different things. Try different things every once in a while. If you don't know how to prepare them, that's no excuse. Like I said, you can go on YouTube, it'll show you how to make anything. And most vegetables, you throw a little garlic or lemon and olive oil, you can't go wrong. There's a certain few spices out there that it'll make anything taste good. So that's what I did. Just start to change your palate. It takes a while. I was a junk food junkie. I loved Frosted Flakes and Cheerios loaded with sugar, no milk. And here's a tip, something I learned. I don't know how much time we have. Something I learned. I was a junk food junkie growing up as a kid because I was stubborn. I didn't want to eat my vegetables. So I wasn't getting the sugar in my foods. I wouldn't eat fruit. There's sugar in that. I wouldn't eat vegetables. There's sugar in that. I give my carrots to the dog.
Wow.
Yeah, my parents didn't know until the dog was like, time to lick his cat. They figured it out, right?
Wow.
So I was busted. So my body needed the sugar.
Yes.
Good sugar. It needs it from carrots and sweet potatoes, grapes, apples.
So are your recipes mostly plant-based, or you have meats as well?
There's some chicken and salmon. They're basically what they are mostly geared towards people that have food allergies, food sensitivities, autoimmune issues. So they're gluten. A lot of them are gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar, low sugar, not sugar-free, low sugar. So your sugars in the fruits or vegetables.
Right.
So they're all anti-inflammatory. So they'll even have with weight loss, because they're anti-inflammatory.
Yes.
They're based on that type of meals. So
that's amazing. Yeah. So people with like arthritis, diabetes, high blood pressure. So your coaching program is based on more health rather than weight loss, but their weight loss will result when we change our lifestyle. So I love it. I love this. I especially in the ministry, as I said, God uses me in the gift of healing. So this is a perfect compliment, and I'm sure I will be connecting with you on so many levels in the future. It complements what I'm doing in terms of ministry. I absolutely love this, because so many times as Christians, we just want a miracle. Oh God, I have people inboxing me, can you just pray that God takes the weight off? And he can. That can be a miracle, but we've got to learn that we have to make a lifestyle change and make a decision to make a change. So if we have a coach who can help us, and like you said, I love the fact that you throw in a little counseling with your brand. We're going to find out, why are you eating this way? Is it generational? Is it cultural? A lot of minority cultures, we don't eat a lot of veggies. I didn't have a lot of veggies coming up. So this is an awesome and just amazing program with PAULA DENONCOURT. I encourage you guys to sign up with her. I want to ask you one more question, because we do have some more time. PAULA, what top 3 qualities and attributes do you most want people to remember about your brand? What are the top 3 things you would say you want folks to remember about your brand?
Well, I would say, like I said, the first and foremost one is just helping people to connect to God first and foremost for their healing, and learn to listen to God for their healing as well. You know, I can teach all day long, but God may give you something that I may not. You know what I mean?
Beautiful, beautiful.
You may start to see, oh, here's an example. I don't know, like dandelion is good for the liver. Well, maybe you start and pay attention to these things. Maybe you start to see dandelion, or you see dandelion tea, and all of a sudden it's
right.
healing.
He will lead you. Be led by the Spirit. That's number 1. What are 2 other things you would want them to remember about this brand?
Number 2, like I think I said it before, I like to make things simple. I don't like to make it complicated, because I wouldn't do it as a complicated thing. I went on the other side of the coin. I had coaches, and a lot of times, back in the day, a lot of things had to be written down or journaled. There's other ways to do it now. You can use your phone, you can record. So I like to teach people things like that. So I guess to remember, hey, she taught me simple ways to help myself. And number 3, that I actually help them, those simple ways, and they feel better. They can live a better quality of life. They can spend time
life. Yeah.
Again, they can, if whatever God's purpose is for them, they can
come on.
do it.
Yes, come on. That's amazing. That's so important, so critical. Yes, yes. As a minister, when I'm sluggish, when I can't get up because I ate 5 brownies the night before and I can't get up in the morning, guess what? I cannot go preach that message, and this is why I love fasting, because it clears out your system. And there's something today with even intermittent fasting. Doctors are into that. That's a whole different topic. But now we're just talking about a lifestyle of eating healthy, and recipes that this woman of God will give you. And then she has some free items, some extremely discounted items.
Yep.
This just sounds like a package you can't turn down, folks. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And again, her website is enrichyourhealth.com. And Paula, what are some of the other ways that they can contact you?
My phone number, 508-330-9665. I am on under my personal name, just Paula DENONCOURT on Facebook, if you want to connect with me there. Instagram, same thing. Personal
and that's
name.
DENONCOURT. Paula DENONCOURT. PAULA. That's her Facebook name if you want to connect. Any other ways you could think of on social media?
Yeah, actually, if anybody's on Clubhouse, that's starting to be really popping. I just started an actual club on Clubhouse. And of course, you can follow my personal name, but you can join the club. But you have to follow me so I can invite you, or you have to search for it under clubs on Clubhouse. And that is called Enrich Your Health as well. And we do a room overcoming illness on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And that's where we dig deep. I do that with another apostle. Awesome. Michelle McKenzie. And we just dig deep. We talk about Bible scriptures and how we can help ourselves, and where did this illness come from? How can we help ourselves? And how does it relate to the Bible? And what's here's a quick example. One of the things this just kind of hit me the other day, leprosy. If you kind of study a little bit about the leprosy, it'll remind you of COVID. People couldn't go certain places. They were restricted in certain areas. So that's my little tip for today to study. Look at what leprosy was and what it is today. So these are the things, these are prayer points that we need to pray about. They're coming back up. They're coming back up. Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. So it's a spirit-led program, guys. This is, I love it. I absolutely love it. And the last question I'm going to ask before we wrap it up is, what do you want people to know and trust about your brand? One thing that you want to leave them with today?
I do this for you and for God. It's you're God's people, and I want people to just feel better. You know, you don't have to be suffering. You don't have to be living in pain every. Yeah, just so
Wow.
feel. You know,
Awesome.
it really hurts to see so many people, because I helped so much with Lyme disease back in Massachusetts. Lots of friends that I'm in that community still. I have a lot of
Right.
friends, or an autoimmune issue, or, you know, and I see that constantly on Facebook that they're suffering, or even mold. Mold is another issue that mimics Lyme disease. They're suffering constantly, and it breaks my heart, you know. So to be able to help people, like I said, take baby steps. You don't have to go all out, you know, just start small, start changing your palate.
Awesome. This was an amazing interview, guys. Wow, this was an amazing interview. And what's come across to me really clearly is that this woman of God, Paula DENONCOURT, she really cares about God's people, and that this is not just a business, this is a passion. And I love her compassion for the people of God and for everyone, because as Christians, we're Christian businesses, but we minister to the general population. So even if you're not Christian and you stumble across this television broadcast, feel free to contact Paula. You know, we love everyone in church, and you don't have to have the spiritual part if you don't want, but these food products, these recipes, the coaching is going to change your life, whether you're a Christian or not. So I encourage you to contact Paula DENONCOURT at enrichyourhealth.com. And again, Paula, before we close out, just give them your telephone number and your Facebook social media contact.
Okay, so my phone number is 508-330-9665. Social media is my name, Paula DENONCOURT. And I also forgot one last thing, is I have a Facebook group, and that's Enrich Your Health and Life, because I've kind of included in that group a few extras. You know, without health, we need finances to have health. So it's, you know, we have to have balance. So that group is also balance.
Awesome.
So feel free to join. That's a public group, easy to find. So love to have you in there. We have over 300 people in there. So
wonderful. This was an amazing interview, guys. Again, this is Revivalist Michelle Morrison with Global Awakening. We will be bringing you amazing business owners, arts and entertainment, Christians from all 7 mountains. And I'm so excited for this broadcast, because we are impacting and taking territory for God's people and impacting the world in general. So thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you next week with another anointed business owner, another Christian. God bless you. We love you with the love of Jesus Christ. See you next time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Apostle.